Hi again. I just finished the previous video and it occurred to me that even after those 2 hours of material, you might still be lost on whether Dionysophy is for you or not. Honestly, I don't even know myself. I don't know who's watching these videos. And for some of you it's going to be a great fit, for some of you it's not. How do we know? How do we decide? Well, let's do it the Dionysophy way. The first one is to use our heart. So ask yourself, go within, ask yourself, is Dionysophy for you or not? And you're going to get an autonomous response, whether your heart's going to expand, and that's going to be a yes, or it's going to shrivel and there's going to be like a no. That's one way to know if you should join it or not. The second way is, what about asking the unconscious directly? How do you do that? Well, before going to sleep, ask yourself, ask the unconscious whether Dionysophy is for you or not. You can intend that just before falling asleep. If you're not sure how to do that, or you think a bit too much, you could do something like writing on a sheet of paper your question and putting it under your pillow, and then you sleep on top of the pillow. That's one way of kind of putting out the symbolic message that this is what you want to sleep on. And then hopefully you get a dream, and then you're going to wake up, you write the dream down, and that's it. You're going to have to work through it. You might get a yes, you might get a yes but not now, you might get a no, you might get some condition, like some trade-offs, I don't know. It's going to be up to your experience. I kind of like this idea because, for lack of a better word, it's almost like an entrance exam. By that, I mean, if you don't enjoy this at all, you don't see any value about asking the unconscious and working through the dream, then Dionysophy might not be enjoyable for you at all, because this is how I operate. All the insight I bring forward, there's usually a dream behind it. The second thing I like about it is it asks you to take your life into your own hands. Sure, you can look up for people left, right, and center. I do that all the time. But at the end of the day, it's me having to take decision about my life. And I found that taking them from the mind, that's insufficient. You need at least one other aspect, which is either the feeling function, and it's even better if you work with the unconscious. It gives you different compass that you can align with each other. And finally, if you try to trick it, right? If you have a dream that tells you not to do it, but you do it anyway, well, you're going to have problem down the line, because the unconscious is able to anticipate problems ahead. Now, even if you don't do this, I would like to leave you with this practice of what's called dream incubation. It's very simple. It's asking a question before going to sleep. And ask a question you're really interested in. You really want to know the answer. You're okay to take a yes, you're okay to take a no, you're okay to take anything because you want to know the answer to the question. And then hopefully you should get a dream that will help you with that problem. I can't guarantee it. You know how the unconscious is. Maybe it's going to give you a dream, maybe it won't. But usually, or at least in my case, it works more than not. So with that, I'll thank you once again for listening, and happy incubation. Bye.